Hey everybody, Kasabi here. I'm not sure why my camera's all washed out, but today, the thing I was going to talk about was lately I've been seeing some logos in Diamond Dynasty that when I went into like the pre-made logos that San Diego Studios puts out, a lot of users just took those and colored them in. I was impressed by the ones I saw. I thoroughly believe that those people made them themselves, but upon looking, I'll kind of show you here. So let me first delete this one. So I'm sure some of you have seen this Mustang one, for example. Somebody took that one and colored it in. Some other ones I've seen this bird right here. I just saw a user who made this kind of bull or Mustang one. So something that I just realized that you can do is you can take a logo like this, and what you can do is just fill it in with color. So for this Viking, for example, I can make it whatever colors I wanted to. All I have to do is take this shape right here and put it at the end of my layers. So you'll see here, whenever I make a layer, the Viking guy has to be at the very right. So now what I can do is all of the colors that I choose are going to go behind this Viking guy. And for example, if I want to make like a Minnesota Vikings type logo, I can just fill in his eyebrows and other items like so. So what I'll do is, it might take a little bit of time, but I think I missed a little bit right there. There we go. So bear with me here and I'll kind of show you like what I'm getting at here. So there's one eyebrow completely done, or hair, whatever you want to call it. Let me see if I can just group this and kind of copy it over to the other side, more or less. Save me a bit of work. Not quite, but we can take the pieces that we have and kind of move them around. They're all inverted like this. Sometimes it's hard for me to adjust. Alright, so let's do a few more shapes here and then we should be good. Yeah, I got one hanging over the side here. And just one more right here. Oh, missing the top of the eyebrow there too. Alright, so, oh, I guess I missed this little part over here too. Got his hair and eyebrows and stuff all flattened out. What you can do now too is do other elements like his eyes. So I can make these white, for example, kind of pop out. You'll notice though that some of these, they don't have something that you can color inside the lines with. So like the top of his Viking helmet here, like I said, if I want to do it like Vikings colors, Minnesota Vikings, then what you'd have to do is put it on top of the Viking guy and kind of do something like this, where it goes on top of his helmet. Actually, I'll use a couple of these guys just to flesh it out a bit. Maybe a little yellow thing at the top. Let's see what kind of yellow there. So now this one I have to go back behind the Viking again, so it actually fills in the box. So So the benefit to doing logos like this is, one, if you're not particularly keen or knowledgeable about making logos from scratch, like putting all of these shapes together to form the actual Viking guy, you can kind of do this paint by the numbers thing instead, where you just fill in different colors based on what like the logos that SDS already has. I know there's not too many logos to choose from necessarily, but for the ones that are available. So I know a lot of people have been using that Mustangs one, the horse, like over and over and over again. Oops, what did I just do? Oh, cancel. So I'll just finish the rest of this logo as long as I'm at it. I could also show you, so down here his beard isn't completely fleshed out. There should be like a black line like right in here, so what you can do is just kind of manually add it. If you really want to fine tune it, you can use some different shapes. Then we can go ahead and fill that in with the yellow again. So once again, up here by the nostrils, there's not exactly an area that the black kind of ends, but you can add a black shape like I did at the lower end of his mustache or mouth or whatever. It's not required. It's just if you really want something to base it off of, you can go ahead and do that. So now I've got his beard and mustache. Now the other cool thing you can do is these colors all go behind each other, so let me get a good tone of like peach here. So let me see if this works. Yeah, so these colors all work together. So remember how I said you want the Norse guy at the very end, this black thing, unless you're putting like the purple helmet on top. These colors too, so if you mess up, you can actually just put a color on top of it. So that's why I did this literally super huge square here that could go pretty much everywhere, and all the yellow and stuff is on top of it. So all I had to do was just fill in that backspace. So now the last part I need is I gotta determine what kind of color, maybe like a shiny gold color for the helmet. Let me see if I can do this again. There's that. And then I'm going to add the purple that I used earlier. Oh, that's pink. I gotta match this up again. I think it's that one. Let me change that to a circle. So there you go. You can see here that I just finished the Norse guy. There's actually a couple things that I see that I can probably fix. Like I have this little white dot here, but all I had to do was just keep making squares and a couple other items, and I filled in this logo that SDS had already made for me. Pretty easy. One little other one I can touch up here. So for those of you who, like I said, don't have to work with like the shapes to build a logo like this, you can always take a logo like the ones that, oops, not import. So you can go, there's a bunch of baseball shapes, natural shapes, a lot of people are going to use these animals or logos, and what you can do is just use the empty spaces in the logos to fill in the spots with whatever color that you like. So even this Viking guy, what you can do is, say you want to change his hair to, I don't know, like red or something, or like an orange, ginger type color. You can select all of these colors, if I were to upload this for instance, and there you go, like all of it. So there's a like a ginger Scottish invader or something. You can always go back in and change some of the colors. But that's pretty much it. If you really wanted to add something extra to it, you could add some 3D effects, make some like shininess on his helmet or his skin. I'm not going to get into that right now, just for like the basic level of stuff. I myself haven't really done a lot of 3D stuff. There's a couple logos where I can kind of just see the 3D shapes and how to do it, but I don't really know how to do that from scratch. That's something that I can always learn. But there you go, like a perfectly good Vikings logo that all you had to do was just fill in the colors. And I hope that this video helps a few of you with something like that in the future. So take care, and I'll see you next time for the next lesson.